Hi there! Today I'm reviewing the LEGO Monkey Kid Maze Dragon car set. This set retails for $49 USD and comes with 456 pieces, which on paper is just a little bit high, just look at the parts per piece ratio. But let's go on to the review. Now, as I said in the introduction, this is set number 80031 LEGO Monkey Kid Maze Dragon car with 456 pieces and 4 minifigures for $50. Now, this set released back in 2022 with a very limited shelf lifespan of only 12 months, which isn't a lot considering how most of the season free sets had a lifespan of like 1.5 years. These are two super small side builds in this set that are both extremely forgettable, one of them being a skateboard that can fly for Monkie Kid to ride on for some apparent reason, and the other being a car for the Macaque clones, Savage and Rumble to ride. The skateboard is literally nothing unique or special since it is super tiny, but it's still appreciated nevertheless. The other side build, the car is super boring, since I don't even think that the two clones really needed to be in this set, but I'll save those thoughts for when I talk about them. Personally, this side build is low-key kind of boring, since it doesn't do much for the set. It kind of just feels like it's there just so we can have some enemy opposition in the set. Now let's start with the main attraction, which is obviously the car itself, and it is just super well designed. The shaping in the set is just immaculate, and while I don't see the horse super well, because she's the white horse dragon girl, I do definitely see the white dragon part of it. Also, they really nicely used these transparent green elements to show really the trail she would leave behind, since that's what it was like in the show, to simulate her driving super fast. By utilizing these transparent green sword elements, originally made for Ninjago Prime Empire, and it just works super nicely for the set. I really can't imagine any other piece working for this, though granted the two pieces do sometimes get in the way a little bit when holding it, since it adds a lot of length to it. Also, the shaping on this car is extremely impressive. There are a bunch of slopes and a really nice technique used for the dragon head, which I will elaborate on later. The shaping on the sides is especially impressive, since they really nicely used cheese slopes to show all of the intricate shaping, since they really had to do a lot in order to make it accurate to the actual source material. There is another piece that the mold for it was supposed to be destroyed right now, but they kept it for just this one set, and that is these transparent green sword elements. These were actually made for Ninjago Possession, which released over 10 years ago, and it has mostly stayed inside Ninjago Possession and a bit into Skybound, but this kept it from destroying the mold, which while I do actually really like the normal sword they use for May, and it could have definitely worked just as well here as well, this makes it feel really like it's going fast, which is a giant aim for what this car is supposed to do. They also use this piece for her sword element, and while it's technically inaccurate to how her sword is to this show, it really feels like she's doing this sappy thing that she gained from all of the years the Samadhi Fire has been living inside of her. Now my question is, why on earth did they include neon yellow in this set? It's such a visually displeasing color, and it really makes the entire car feel a lot less cohesive, because there's a lot of colors already in this set. There's transparent green, white, aqua for the detailing, and black for the tires, which is already a lot, but incorporating neon yellow just feels like a terrible decision. Like, even if you use any other shade of yellow, it would work so much better, since it's just a really bad color. Like, this color is so bad, it's been in so little sets. The few neon yellow pieces in here incorporated into only a handful of other sets, since nobody else wanted this actually trash color. But let's start with the play features in a set, which there is only one play feature in here, which is that if you add just a smidge of pressure onto the head of the dragon horse thingy, then it shoots out this giant missile. Now, this style of launcher was actually introduced back in 2020 for both Marvel and for City, and has only been in 21 sets so far. Now, I actually really like this play feature since it lets you absolutely demolish the two clones you gotta fight, since they just get launched because of how strong it truly is. Also, this feature is really nicely hidden, since you won't see this unless you accidentally add pressure to the head, or you built the set to see it, or are watching this video. Speaking of accidentally adding pressure to the head, it's genuinely really easy to accidentally add a bit of pressure to the head if you don't know that's where it launches, and as a result, it makes it so the space you have to hold the car and actually be able to roll with it is a lot less, which is bad for little kids since they are naturally more clumsy. However, something they did that I actually like a lot is that they made the front wheels thinner, adding to a nice little shaping to it. And it's also not like making it naturally point downwards like it did for a Cloud Roadster set and many different cards, and instead it's just thinner. But it got the exact same circumference. Other than that though, I don't have any more thoughts about the main model, so let's go into the minifigures. Now, there are 4 minifigures in this set: Savage, Rumble, Monkie Kid, and of course, May. I'm going to start off by reviewing Savage and Rumble since they are the worst minifigures in the set and are complete duplicates. Lego, tell me why on earth you decided that instead of including Macaque in the set, you put 2 of his clones, or whatever they are, since kids would much prefer having Macaque fight them, since that's what he does in the show, not these 2 stupid characters. Like, come on, Lego, nobody wants these 2 stupid characters. You even have a car for Macaque to ride, which would work really nicely for his color scheme. If you have to have a Savage or Rumble minifigure in here, at least make one of them Macaque and his clone rather than removing Macaque, since this is a $50 set. You definitely have the budget to at least include a basic version of Macaque, but no, we get these trashy minifigures. I mean, other than that gigantic nitpick about why they are in this set, I don't really care about them, but now I'm going to talk about them actually without really being too biased. This stupid character has been in almost all of the Monkie Kid Season 3 sets in the exact same format. So if you have one of the Season 3 sets, it's a 75% chance you have at least one of these minifigures. He comes with regular, unprinted, plain, boring, basic black leggings, which is just boring, and with a mediocre torso, which just feels a bit boring though. It doesn't really provide anything too unique to the set. They basically recolored Macaque's hairpiece into red for them, which isn't a big change, but it's better than keeping it normal. That's all for this minifigure, so let's go into Monkie Kid. Now this minifigure is not exclusive. Like every single other minifigure in this set, it also comes in Macaque's evil mech. Now in spite of that, I still do really like this minifigure. While I don't really understand why it came with his staff, since he doesn't have it in a show at this point, I also get that they wanted to make sure that the little kids could be able to play with the staff. Now the legs have come in many different sets in Season 3, and a bit in Season 4 and 5 too. And it's the stereotypical Monkie Kid leggings. It's nothing too special. However, his torso is super nice, and it's super accurate to the depiction in Season 3. Like it should be, and it comes with detailing to even show the shoulder strap that he gets from May when she visited the Dragon Palace of the EC. It even has arm printing, which is surprisingly rarer than I thought. On top of that, there is a lot of detailing put into this minifigure to really make him feel fluid. He's got the exact same face and hair that like every single other MK minifigure has, so there's not much else to say about him, so let's go on to the final minifigure, which is May. Now, May is also not exclusive, but she is really nicely designed. Except they use everyone's least favorite color, neon yellow. The same color that I was hating on for being really ugly. But I actually still hate it here. Like, I get that you want to make yours stand out, but instead of neon yellow, choose any other color, like neon green, since that would work here so much better. Also, I really don't like the design on her. It feels a bit too intricate, and it just doesn't integrate the neon yellow too well into the set. That is all my thoughts for the minifigures, so let's go to my final thoughts. Now, I actually really like the design for the set, and I really like the shaping of the car. And there are some really unique building techniques used for the set, but on the other hand, that neon yellow is just such a bad design choice. I don't know if you can tell, but I really don't like the neon yellow. But however, the pricing on the set is kind of high. For 456 pieces, you get 4 mediocre minifigures, with the only good one being MK, and it's $50. Now this feels like a $40 set, and I feel like this set should have just been priced at $40 to $45 instead of the $50, but it's not a huge jump anyways. Overall, I have to rate the set a solid 8.4 out of 10, because of how bad neon yellow is, but also how well designed the set is. That is all for this week's video. Goodbye!